Hello. What? Hello. Get robbed blind. I robbed your nan. I robbed your pa. I robbed your ma. Everybody's biscuit this, mate. I've got a license to know. Your family's done. Now give over your sausage rolls. I'm joking. Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm not joking, actually. I demand all biscuits and all sausage rolls. Not at the same time, because who has biscuits and sausage rolls, you know what I mean? But, you know, Demoness tax. I'm gonna start implementing it. So, y'all better start grabbing them biscuits and them sausage rolls. Or else. You're kind of screwed. Like, everybody has to pay tax. And I think, as a demoness, I should be able to charge you guys a little bit of tax. Yeah. You think you could just watch me for free? I'm joking. Did I have a good sneeze? That wasn't a sneeze. That was a minor keyboard smash. Because I don't know what is with Tuesdays and things going wrong on a Tuesday, but your demoness may have been feeling a little lightheaded before stream. So I didn't fall on my keyboard, but like I accidentally like slapped my hand on my keyboard like multiple times. You okay? Yeah. I'm just gonna take it very chill. I'm not gonna... I don't know. I was perfectly fine when I was editing today. I ate. I made sure that I ate food. I made sure that I drank water. I made sure that all the things were lined up. And it actually happened yesterday, like last night. Where suddenly it was really quick. Usually lightheadedness, like you can feel it come on, but like yesterday it was just like a wave of just like my head is full of cotton, my eyes are blurry, I've like lost all strength in my bodies and my ears are ringing. And then it went back to normal, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I just need to drink more water. So I drank some more water before bed. And then today, everything was fine. And I had another moment like that as I was preparing for stream, and I'm like... It's probably the low iron. Probably. That's what I'm guessing. That's what I surmise. But hey ho, you know, hey ho, we vibe. Until I can get a regularly paying job so that I can pay for the prescriptions that they gave me, because I think last time they gave me like three different pills that I need to take throughout the week. Until that happens, we vibe and we crunch ice. That's what we do. We vibe, we crunch ice. That's what we do. Because they don't fucking cover your prescriptions anymore. Yeah. But how are you guys? How have you been? I hope you had a good weekend. And Monday. And most of Tuesday. Also, thank you for the head pats. It has been so hot. It has been very hot. I'm hot just like an oven. Ooh. You know that song? You guys don't know that song. Hello, Saga. Hello. Thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Have a bag of ice on me. Oh, hell yeah. Is it tiny ice? And if it's not tiny ice, it's fine. We can just get one of those like slushy crusher things and like grind it into tiny ice. I love tiny ice. It's so easily edible. Ooh, a delight. A lot of Ice Hack community has gone into an Adil drawing mood. I wonder how. You and your horniness, that's how. Whoa, Tiny Ice mention, Tiny Ice mention, Tiny Ice, honorable Tiny Ice mention, okay? Honorable Tiny Ice mention, because Tiny Ice deserves to be praised. The crunch, literally, I didn't realize it wasn't normal to literally salivate at ice until I was watching like the Geographic channel and they're in the fucking Arctic and they're like, ah yes, look at this sea of like shredded ice because of this event that happened. I'm like, ice. That ice looks so crunchy. It looks so edible. And I'm like, oh, you gotta lock in. He's talking about the polar bears and shit. And I'm like, oh, but the ice though. You silly. I want crunchy ice now. Right? I'll tell you what though, and Elru can attest to this, but the best place for tiny ice, right? The best place for tiny ice is actually Nando's. Nando's has a decent sized tiny ice machine. Not the huge blocks that essentially like you can't crunch on and they get in the way of your drinking. Nando's has like a tiny ice where like you can drink it, you might get a bit of ice, and then you crunch. Right? And that way, it's like you don't have too much ice where it waters down your drink, but you have enough ice to maintain the coldness of the drink. Lock in, alright? Stand on business. That's what it's all about. But yeah, Nando's, and then Megurume Ramen. Megurume Ramen also has a decent tiny ice machine. It's never as good as Nando's, but it comes second place. Yeah. Nando's is best for tiny ice, yes. Not their food, just tiny ice. Of course. Why would you go to Nando's for their food? I think of you every time I get a drink at Nando's. I'm so glad that you think of me. I'm so glad that you think of me fondly every time you get a drink. Because yes, tiny ice is life, and I feel like more people need to be on this trend. Slush puppies are life. They are! Oh my god! Oh my goodness. They are. The thing is though, most slush puppy places don't do like Coca-Cola ones anymore. And that was my favorite. A lot of them do like the raspberry and like the strawberry and like, you know, they do those flavors, and the red and the blue, those are the iconic flavors, right? But like no place really does the Coca-Cola flavored ones anymore. So I remember when I was living at one of my old places, there was a dessert place across the street, and I don't know what was in me. I don't know whether I had that dog in me. I don't know whether I had that polar bear in me, but I was like, I'm really craving tiny ice and Coke. I'm really craving it. So I went to this dessert place, bearing in mind they didn't have it available, and I was like, look, how much would it be if you took the ice crusher machine and you took the Coke that you had and you just put them together? How much would that be if you could just make me tiny ice Coke right now? Because I'm really craving it. I'm really craving a slushie, but I don't want the blue flavor, and I don't want the red flavor, and I don't want any other flavor other than Coke. And he was like, okay, it'll be £3. I'm like, cool. So he's like talking to his colleagues because like it's not on a menu. He's like, fucking wants like Coke and ice. It's like, that's all she wants. It's like, yeah, that's all she wants. It's like, okay. And they're like murmuring amongst each other. And I'm like, listen, don't disrespect me in my ice preferences, okay? Don't disrespect me in my drink preferences, okay? I gave you business. I gave you a small amount of business. And if it's good, I shall spread the word. You know? I shall tell one and all how you do amazing Coca-Cola slushies. To be fair, when I drank it, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. And that's not on them. Like, the straw they gave me was too small, so it wasn't collecting the ice right. And like, when I tried to drink it normally, like from the cup, it just like, the ice was too thick. And like, so the ice ratio wasn't that good. Anyways, I'll stop talking about ice now. I'll stop talking about ice, baby. Okay. I'll stop talking. But I do love tiny ice. Yes, yes. Talking about the Arctic, the heat gave me a weird nightmare last night. That's not a segue. That's a terrible segue. What does that have to do with the Arctic? Boo. Wait, do I have it? Wait, hold on. Boo. I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear that? No, it's not been added. Wait. I want you to hear it. Wait. Where are you? There we go. Because the heat gave me a nightmare about me in the Arctic. I was in the movie The Thing, which was weird since I haven't seen the movie. I don't even know what I've never even heard of that movie. That's crazy. Boo! Poor dream segue. Boo! Get a better dream segue. Yes, you have. That one movie. Uh-huh. Where there is a snowsuit. Uh-huh. With light coming from it. John Carpenter's The Thing. You guys could remember Commander Cecil? Let me look. No, I haven't seen this film. I appreciate that everyone was like, you've seen this film. I have not seen this film. I have not seen... This film was released in 1982. How old do you think I am? You've heard of it, though. No, I haven't. Which is why I'm baffled. I've never heard of this movie. In Muses, the mushroom guy, where part of him got lopped off, and I said he's John Carpenter's The Thinging. Listen... No, I've not seen this movie. Sorry to this movie, but I've never seen him before in my life. I don't even know who John Carpenter is. Hey, Keith David's in it, though. Keith David's in it. I know Keith David. I know he voice acts in things. Does that help? I think it helps. Yeah. But yeah. I appreciate that everyone was like, you know the film. You know this 1982 film. It's like, no. Kurt Russell wears a big dumb hat and is in the Arctic with Keith David. Well, he's a lucky man. I would be honored to be trapped in the Arctic with Keith David. This is your melancholy and infinite sadness. Wow, thank you. Da 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 body, da ba ba be da dee, 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 da ba ba be da dee. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hello, hi, welcome, bonjour, hola, konnichiwa, gomenasori, hello, hi. Thanks for the raid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now if I remember my buttons right. No, it's not here. Boo. Well, I used to have a pop-up that would tell you about me, but hello, hi, my name is Asta. I'm your Twilight Demon Villainess. I like to play story-focused indie games, as well as once a month, which is what this stream is, I like to bring out the Abyssal Archives, which is where we explore stories from marginalized authors. So today I'll be reading everybody a little bedtime story, which is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, which has been great so far. We are in chapter 13. I will give a summary and all sorts, but aside from that, welcome, mazel, other words that I know. I just keep thinking of gomenasori, so ariga thank you very much. Ariga thank you gozaimasu. Yes, yeah, the extent of my Japanese. When is the last time you ate? An hour ago. Yeah. Yeah, we're currently talking about the Arctic and someone in chat getting dreams because of the heat about the Arctic connected to a horror film that they've never seen, but they had a dream about it anyway. And then everybody was like, you know the movie? I was like, no, I don't. It's The Thing by John Carpenter. You know the movie, right? Everybody knows this movie. They're in the Arctic. There's a gross shape-shifting alien. Paranoia ensues. Ah, so desu ka. Understood. Lama, hello! Look at you bouncing platforms. Silly little guy. I see you. Who doesn't know the movie? Exactly. Everybody knows this movie from 1982. Everybody knows this movie. And if you don't know this movie, well then, I don't know. I don't know if we can be friends, you know what I mean? I don't know if we can even talk to each other. That's crazy. Well, the heat made me barely fall asleep, so I was kind of awake-ish when I was... Whoa! What the heck? I forgot that there's a woman. That announces Ko-fi alerts. Where are you? And why does she jump scares me? What? We didn't hear it? Yeah, the alerts are turned off for the ASMR part of this stream. But I heard it. I heard the white woman in my ear. I see you, Legacy, jump scaring me with a white woman. I know when I'm not welcome. No, come back, Virtue, it's fine. We can all watch this movie that we've definitely all seen together. We can all watch John Carpenter's 1982 movie, The Thing, where a person is trapped in the Arctic with none other than the renowned, beautiful black man, Keith David, and there's a shape-shifting alien. Ooh, spooky times. We can all go see this movie we've all definitely seen before. Your favorite movie, John Carpenter's The Thing. It's my favorite movie of all time, you guys. It's my favorite movie. How do you not know this? It's everyone's favorite movie. Llama, it's your favorite movie. 1982's John Carpenter's The Thing. And then we listen to your favorite album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. You know, because it's your favorite album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Melancholy, the Infinite Sadness. I'm pretty sure you had 3 posters on your wall of John Carpenter's The Thing. Llama. We're talking about your favorite movie right now. John Carpenter's The Thing. Do you not remember? He doesn't remember, guys. Jog his memory. He's losing his memory. Jog his memory. Don't you remember? Shape-shifting alien. The Arctic. Snow. Paranoia. The Folly of Man. Melancholy. The Infinite Sadness. Dogs. Research Station. Science. You know? Yeah. You know all those Jazz. This gaslit intro is getting to me. No, you've seen it because I know you've talked about it. You've talked about it. Just look it up. Just type into Google, like, John Carpenter's The Thing, 1982. And then also look up Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. It's your favorite album. But, like, the moment you see it, like, you'll remember. Yeah, you'll remember. Keith David, Kurt Russell, yeah, all these names. You guys will get it. Hello, everybody joining us in chat. If you are wondering who I'm talking to, I am multi-streaming across all different platforms. So if you are on TikTok, if you're on YouTube, I am currently mainstreaming on the Purple app, which is Twitch. So if you would like to join me, feel free to come and hop along to chat over there. But yeah. Listen, eventually if we keep talking, I want you guys, this is a quest that I'm gonna set for all adventurers. I need you guys to send references from John Carpenter's 1982 movie, The Thing, to Llama. Send it in the Discord server, tag him, right? Because our poor old lad, you know, sometimes you remember a thing and sometimes you remember not a thing, you know, sometimes you dream, sometimes you don't dream. So to help him, I think we should just be sending him only references to John Carpenter's The Thing. Okay, don't worry, buddy. We'll help you. With the power of teamwork, we'll help you jog that memory of yours. Please don't. Only reps, exactly. Only reps. Just share the love. Alright, you chuckle fucks. Alright, you little silly Google. Yes, also send him Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, because that's extra important, because he's liked that band for like the longest time, and I can't believe you can't remember. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of a little quirky, but you know, again, with the power of friendship, we'll help him. But yes, you little goobers, we've been chatting for 30 minutes, so I think it's time we get bunkered down and we get to some reading. As I mentioned, we are going to be reading... You're gonna suplex me? Okay, bro. Okay. See if you can find me first. We're going to be reading Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. It is a West African-inspired fantasy novel, young adult fantasy novel, in which our main character, Zele, coming from the place of Orisha, after experiencing some pretty bad trauma with her mother dying in what they call the Raid. Their people have had magic stripped from the land, either because the gods stopped providing the magic or took the magic away, or because of everything that has happened to their people. But Zele discovers that magic can be brought back because of a runaway princess that has a scroll that seems to activate the latent powers of people who would be magic users. So, we are going on this adventure with Zele to try and bring back the magic. What? It's an enemies to lovers story. It's a story of generational trauma. It sounds like my novel that I haven't finished writing, but it's super cool and it's friggity fresh. And if you like this story, the movie for this book will be coming out next year, January, I believe early January. I'll be seated, so, you get it. But to get into the nitty and gritty, I knew I shouldn't have closed Discord. Give me a second. To get into the nitty and gritty, I will read to you the trigger warnings for this book, okay? If at any point you feel like you need to take a break, please do. Please do not feel like you have to force yourself to stay in stream if things get a little tense. I will always preface this at the beginning of streams just to make sure that everybody is having a comfy, cozy, and fun time. Okay. So, a lot of these stories mention, portray, and may include, but is not limited to the following, and that is abusive parents, assault, attempted SA, blood, colorism, death, either parent and or child, discrimination, genocide, oppression, racial slurs, sex, slavery, torture, violence, and war. Okay? So I will pin those, I'll try and pin those, up in the Twitch chats for people to see. I will not be able to do that for any other place where you're watching, so you can either remember those trigger warnings or move over to the Twitch chat for your own benefit. Alright, you sexy pandas. Let's fucking go. I'm just gonna get that set up. Hello? I'm just gonna get that set up. Hello? Thank you. It was misbehaving. It wasn't behaving correctly. Will Discord open? Will it crash my entire system? We shall see. Discord will not open. Who's surprised? Not me. Give me a second. Typically I have it typed out, all the trigger warnings on a notepad, but that notepad seems to have erased itself, which is crazy, because I never told it to do that. I never said it could do that. And I never said it should do that. But here it is. You know? But yeah, I'm very excited for this story. We're kind of like 13 chapters in at the moment. And I know a lot of people don't like reading. So I was like, well, why don't I read to you? Why don't I read for you? And that way, still counts as reading. You're getting exposed to like stories that you probably never would have picked up on your own. And also, yeah, we can all have a jolly good time experiencing this story together. My hope is to finish the story by the end of the year. I mean, I'm gonna have to get my arse in gear and read a lot more chapters, but I want to finish this book before the movie comes out. That's my goal. That's my goal. I don't know if you guys know that song. Dun, 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 dun. And we get to hear your beautiful voice. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about beautiful voice. I don't know about that. Alright, I have pinned it to the top. It is a huge chunk of text, but it is for your benefit. But yeah. Oh, let me just give myself a big old stretch. Because reading, as you all know, is a very, very, you know, straining activity on the body. Yes, you must be resilient and strong. And be caked up with cheeks for days. There we go. So, where we had just left off, we had read, I believe, chapter 10. No. Yes, so we started chapter 10. No, I lie. Last stream, I think we covered chapter 9 to chapter 12. In that, Zele's village had been burnt down by the kind of like oppressors in this setting, which is where the runaway princess is from. So her village, Aloran, had been burnt down, and her family were on the run. But her father tells her she must go on this journey without him, so that she can unlock and bring back magic. And so her brother Zay, her brother Zay, he's hot, y'all. He's built and hot. Zay. Oh, I banged my mic. I'm so sorry. But Zay. So her, Zay, and Omori, who is the runaway princess, begin their journey to try and find a way to bring back the magic. During their first nights of rest, Zele has a dream in which Omari's brother, who is one of the kind of captains of the main, like, occupying army that's essentially hunting them down, she meets him in a dream, and he's like, "You're casting weird spells on me. You made me feel really weird, and are doing things to me. You're cursing me." And she's like, "Bro, I have no idea what you're talking about. Shut up." But it was discovered that he may have a bit of magic in him, which he sees as a part to suppress, a part to, you know, shove down, suppress. And because of those potential powers that he may have, he may be able to track them down. So now there's a bit of a timer. There's a bit of a timer on their chase. But that's what happened last time. And we're going to begin the story with Zele waking up friggity fresh in the morning. No one slathered in butter, unfortunately. But we can dream. Not about the Arctic and John Carpenter's 1983, The Thing, but we can dream about people slathered in butter, for sure. Okay. Chapter 13. This is from Zele's perspective. When I wake the next morning, I'm more exhausted than when I went to sleep. It leaves me feeling robbed, like a thief made off with my dreams. Slumber usually brings an escape, a break from the misery I face when I wake. But when every one of my dreams ended with the prince's hands wrapped around my throat, the nightmares hurt just as much as reality. Damn it, I mutter. They're just dreams. What do I have to fear? Even if his magic is powerful, gods know he's far too terrified to use it. Zane grunts across the small clearing as he does a crunch after crunch with unwavering concentration, training as if this was his regular morning practice. Except there won't be another practice for him this year. Because of me, he may never play Agbon again. Guilt adds to my exhaustion, dragging me back to the ground. I could apologize for the rest of my days and it still wouldn't be enough. But before I can sink further into my guilt, a flurry of movement catches my eye. Omori stirs underneath a large brown cloak, waking from her royal slumber. The sight puts a bitter taste in my mouth, reigniting the image of Omori. Knowing her family, I'm surprised she didn't slit her throats in our sleep. I search her dark hair for a streak to match her brother's, muscles relaxing when I find none. Gods only know how much worse this would be if she could trap me inside her head too. I'm still glaring at Omori when I recognize the cloak she's using as a blanket. I rise and crouch by Zane's side. What do you think you're doing? He ignores me and keeps exercising. The bags under his eyes warn me to leave him alone, but I'm too angry to stop now. Your cloak? I hiss. Why'd you give it to her? Zane fits in 2 more crunches before muttering. She was shivering. And? He shoots back. We have no idea how long this trip will take. The last thing we need is her getting sick. You know she's used to that, right? People who look like you making sure she gets her way. Zell, she was cold, and I wasn't using my cloak. That's all there is to it. I turn back toward Omori and try to let it go. But in her eyes, I see her brother's. I feel his hands around my throat. I want to trust her. No, you don't. Well, even if I did, I can't. Her father ordered the raid. Her brother burnt down our village. What makes you think she's any different? Zell. Zane's voice trails off as Omori approaches, always delicate and demure. I have no way of knowing if she heard us or not. Either way, I can't pretend I care. I think this is yours. She hands him the cloak. Thank you. Don't worry about it. Zane takes the cloak and folds it into his pack. It'll be warmer as we get into the jungle, but let me know if you need it again. Omori smiles for the first time since we've met, and I bristle when Zane smiles back. It should take more than a pretty face for him to forget. She's the daughter of a monster. Is that all? I ask. Well, actually, her voice grows quiet. I was wondering, what are we planning to do for, A deep groan escapes Omori's stomach. Color rises to her cheeks, and she grips her slim belly, failing to cage in another roar. Excuse me, she apologizes. All I ate yesterday was a loaf of bread. A whole loaf? I salivate at the thought. It's been moons since I had a good slice. Though I can't imagine the stale bricks we trade in for the market could hold a candle to a fresh loaf from the royal kitchen. I itch to remind Omori of her good fortune, but my own stomach twists and turns with emptiness. Yesterday passed without one meal. If I don't eat soon, my stomach too will growl. Zane reaches into the pockets of his black pants and pulls out Mama Akbar's weathered map. We follow his finger as it trails down the coast from Ilorin, stopping just outside a dot marking the settlement of Sokoto. We're about an hour out, he says. It's the best place to stop before we head east to Chandomble. There'll be merchants and food, but we'll need something to trade. What happened to the coin from the sailfish? Zane dumps out my pack. I groan as a few silver pieces in Omori's headdress fall to the ground. Most of it was lost in the fire, Zane sighs. What can we trade? Omori asks. Zane stares at the finery of her dress. Even with dirt stains and a few burn marks, its long, elegant cut and lined silk scream of noble origin. Omori follows Zane's eyes and her brows knit. You cannot be serious. It'll trade for good coin. I jump in, and we're going to the jungle for God's sakes. You'll never make it through in that. Omori scanned my draped pants and cropped dashiki, gripping the fabric of her dress tighter. I'm amazed she thinks she has a choice when I could hold her down and cut it off with ease. But what will I wear? Your cloak. I point to the dingy brown cloth. We'll trade the dress for some food and get new clothes on the way. Omori steps back and looks at the ground. You were willing to evade your father's guards to save the scroll, but you won't take off your stupid dress. I didn't risk everything because of the scroll. Omori's voice cracks. For a moment her eyes glimmer with a thread of tears. My father killed my best friend. Your best friend or your slave? Zell, Zane warns. What? I turn to him. Do your best friends press your clothes and make your food without pay? Omori's ears redden. Binta was paid. A mighty wage, I'm sure. I am trying to help you. Omori clenches the skirt of her dress. I've given up everything to help you people. You people? I fume. We can save the diviners. You want to save the diviners, but you won't even sell your damn dress? Fine. Omori throws her hands in the air. Skies, I'll do it. I never said no. Oh, thank you, gracious princess, savior of the Magi. Cut it out. Zane nudges me as Omori walks behind Nyla to change. Her delicate fingers move to the buttons on her back, but she hesitates, glancing over her shoulder. I roll my eyes as Zane and I look the other way. Princess. You need to lay off, Zane mutters as we face the natal mahogany lining the vibrant forests of Sokoto. A small family of blue-butt baboonans swings from the branches, shaking the glossy leaves free when they pass. If she can't handle being around a diviner not enslaved by her father, she's free to return to her little palace. She hasn't done anything wrong. She hasn't done anything right either. I nudge Zane back. Why is he so insistent on defending her? It's as if he really thinks she deserves better, like somehow she's the victim. I'm the last person to give a noble a chance, but Zell, look at her. She just lost her closest friend, and instead of grieving, she's risking her life to help Magi and diviners. I'm supposed to feel bad because her father killed the one Magi servant she liked. Where's her outrage been all these years? Where was she after the raid? She was 6. Zane keeps his tone flat. A child, just like you. Except she got to kiss her mother that night. We didn't. I turn to Mount Nyla, positive I've given Omori enough time. But when I glance over, her back is still exposed. Oh my god. My heart lurches as I take in the gruesome scar carved along Omori's spine. The mark ripples across her skin, so ghastly it makes my own skin tingle with pain. What? Zane turns just before Omori rips around, sucking in his breath at the mark. Even the scars lining Baba's back don't look half as hideous as hers. How dare you! Omori scrambles to cover herself with the cloak. I wasn't trying to peek, I say quickly. I promise, but gods, Omori, what happened? Nothing. An accident when my brother and I were young. Zane's jaw drops. Your brother did that to you? No, not on purpose. It wasn't... He didn't... Omori pauses, trembling with an emotion I can't place. You wanted my dress, you have it. Let us trade and be on with it. She holds her cloak close and mounts Nyla, keeping her face hidden. With nothing more we can say, Zane and I have no choice but to follow suit. He mumbles an apology before urging Nyla ahead. I try to apologize as well, but the words stall when I look at her cloaked back. Gods. I don't want to imagine what other scars hide along her skin. The weather warms as we reach the forest, clearing that marks the settlement of Sokoto. Kosidan children run along the banks of the crystal clear lake, squealing with delight when one young girl falls in. Travelers set up camp between the trees and muddy patches. Merchant carts and wagons line up their wares along the rocky shore. One cart's aroma of spiced antelopentai meat envelops me, making my stomach rumble. I was always told that before the raid, Sakota was the home to the best healers. People travelled from all over Orisha, hoping to be cured by the magic of their touch. As I surveyed the travellers, I tried to imagine what that might look like. If Baba was still with us, he might have liked this. Our moment of refuge after losing our home. So peaceful. Omori breathes, clutching her cloak as we slide off of Nala. You've never been here before? Zane asks. She shakes her head. I barely left the palace. Though crisp air fills my lungs as we walk, the sight reawakens the memory of burning flesh. In the lake, I see the calm waves of the floating market back home. The coconut boat I should be in as I fight with Kana for a hand of plantain. But like Aloran, the market's gone, all burnt at the bottom of the sea. The memories sit among the charred lumber. Another piece of me taken by the monarchy. You two trade the dress, Zane says. I'll take Nyla to get a drink. See if we can find a few canteens. I chafe at the prospect of trading with Omori, but I know she won't leave my side until she gets new clothes. We part ways with Zane, travelling through the campsites towards the row of merchant carts. You can relax, I arch my brow. Omori flinches whenever someone so much as looks her way. They don't know who you are, and no one cares about your cloak. I know that, Omori speaks quickly, but her stance softens. I've just never been around people like this. How terrifying, Orishans who exist to do more than serve you. Omori inhales sharply but swallows any retort. I almost feel bad. Where's the fun if she doesn't fight back? Skies, look at that! Omori slows as we pass a couple, setting up their tent. The man uses vines to bind dozens of long, thin branches into a cone, while his partner creates a protective layer by piling on moss. Can people really sleep in those? Part of me itches to ignore her, but she stares at the simple tent as if it was made of gold. We used to build those all the time when I was young. Do it right and it'll even keep out snow. You get snow in Aloran? Again, her eyes sparkle, like snow is an ancient legend about the gods. How strange that she was born to rule a kingdom she's never even seen. In Ibadan, I answer. We lived there before the raid. At the mention of the raid, Omori goes quiet. The curiosity vanishes from her eyes. She grips her cloak tighter and keeps her focus on the ground. Is that what happened to your mother? I stiffen. How can she be bold enough to ask this when she can't even ask for food? I apologize if that's too forward. It's just that your father mentioned her yesterday. I picture Mama's face. Her dark skin seemed to glow in the absence of the sun. She loved you fiercely, Baba's words echoed in my mind. She would be so proud right now. She was a magi, I finally answer. A powerful one, at that. Your father's lucky she didn't have her magic during the raid. My mind returned to the fantasy of Mama wielding her magic, a lethal force instead of a helpless victim. She would have avenged the fallen magi, marching on Lagos with an army of the dead. She'd be the one to wrap a black shadow around Saran's neck. I know this won't change anything, but I'm sorry. Omori whispered so quietly I could barely hear her. The pain of losing someone you love, it's... She squeezes her eyes shut. I know you hate my father. I understand why you hate me too. As grief breaks through Omori's face, the very hatred she speaks of cools inside of me. I still don't understand how her handmaid could have been anything more than another servant to her. But there's no denying her sorrow. No. I shake my head as guilt swells in the space between us. Grieving or not, she doesn't get my pity. And she's not the only one who gets to pry. So, has your brother always been a heartless killer? Omori turns to me, brows raised in surprise. Don't think you can ask about my mother and hide the truth about that awful scar. Omori steadies her vision on the merchant carts, but even so I see the past playing out behind her eyes. It wasn't his fault, she finally answers. Our father forced us to spar. With actual swords. I jerk my head back. Mama Akbar made us train for years before we were allowed to pick up a staff. Father's first family was coddled. Her voice grows distant. Weak. He said they died because of it. He wouldn't allow the same thing to happen to us. She speaks as if this is normal. Like all loving fathers spill their children's blood. I always pictured the palace as a safe haven, but my god, is this what her life has been like? Zayn would never do that. I purse my lips. He'd never hurt me. Inan didn't have a choice. Her face hardens. He has a good heart. He's just been led astray. I shake my head. Where does her loyalty come from? All this time I thought those of noble blood were safe. I never imagined what cruelty the monarchy could inflict on their own. Good hearts don't leave scars like that. They don't burn villages down. They don't wrap their hands around my throat and try to bury me in the ground. When Omori doesn't reply, I know that's the last we'll talk about her brother. Fine. If she won't tell the truth about Inan, neither will I. I swallow his secret into silence, instead focusing on the roasted antelopentai meat. As we near the merchant cart and wagons, we're about to approach an elderly trader with a robust supply when Omori tugs on my pack. I never thanked you for saving my life back in Lagos. She shifts her gaze to the ground. But you did try to kill me twice, so perhaps it all cancels out? It takes me a second to realize she's joking. I'm surprised when I grin. For the second time today, she smiles and I get a glimpse of why it was so hard for Zayn to look away. Ah, two lovely ladies, an elderly Kosadan says, beckoning us closer. He steps forward, his grey hairs glinting under the sun. Please. The merchant's smile widens, carving wrinkles into his leathery skin. Come in. I promise you'll find something you like. We walk around to the front steps of his wagon, pulled by two chitaneres so large we stand eye to eye. I run my hands along their spotted fur, stopping to finger the grooves in the thick horn protruding from one's forehead. The rider purrs and licks my hand with its serrated tongue before I step inside the extensive space of wares. The musk of old fabrics hit me as we pass through the crowded wagon. On one end, Omori fingers through old clothes while I stop and inspect a pair of suede monix hide canteens. What are you in the market for? The merchant asks, holding an array of sparkling necklaces. He leans in, magnifying the deep-set eyes that mark those from Orisha's northern border. Those pearls come from the bays of Jameta, but these glittering beauties come from the mines of Calabrar. Sure to turn any fella's head, though I'm sure you have no problem in that department. We need traveling supplies. I smile. Canteens and some hunting gear, maybe flint. How much do you have? What can we get for this? I hand him Omori's dress and he unfolds it, holding it up to the light outside. He runs his fingers along the seams like a man who knows his cloth, taking extra time to inspect the burns around the hem. It's well made, no denying that. Rich fabric, excellent cut. I could do without the burns, but nothing a new hem can't fix. So, I press. 80 silver pieces. We won't take any less than... I'm not in the business of haggling, dear. My prices are fair, and so are my offers. 80 is final. I grit my teeth, but I know there's no talking him up. A merchant who's traded all over Orisha can't be swindled like an insulted noble. What can we get with 80? Omori asks, holding up a pair of yellow draped pants and a black sleeveless dashiki. With those clothes, these canteens, a skinning knife, a few pieces of flint, The merchant begins filling up a woven basket, gathering supplies to get us on our way. Is it enough? Omori whispers. For now. I nod. If he throws in that bow, you can't afford it. The merchant cuts in. What if this does not end at Chan, at the temple? Omori lowers her voice. Won't we need more money, more food, supplies? I don't know. I shrug. We'll figure it out. I turn to leave, but Omori frowns, reaches into the depths of my pack. How much for this? She pulls out her jeweled headdress. The merchant's eyes bulge out of his head as he stares at the priceless adornment. My God, he breathes. Where on earth did you find that? It doesn't matter, Omori says. How much? He turns the headdress over in his hands, and his mouth falls open when he sees the diamond-studded snow lepinaire. He lifts his gaze to Omori, slow and deliberate. He looks to me, but I keep my face even. I cannot take this. He pushes the headdress away. Why? Omori shoves it into his hands. You'll take the dress off my back, but not the crown off my head? I can't. The merchant shakes his head, but now that gold sits in his hands, his conviction wavers. Even if I wanted to, there's nothing I can trade. It's worth more than anything I have. Then how much can you give? I ask. He pauses, fear dancing with greed. He looks back at Omori once more before staring at the headdress shining in his hands. He removes a ring of keys from his pocket and pushes aside a crate to reveal an iron safe. After unlocking it and opening it, he inspects the glowing pile of coins inside. 300 gold pieces. I lurch forward. That kind of coin could last our family a lifetime. Maybe two. I turn to celebrate with Omori when the look on her face brings me back. I wouldn't have this if it weren't for my handmaiden. It is the only thing of hers I have left. There is so much pain in her eyes. Pain I recognize. Pain I wore when I was younger. The first time my family couldn't pay a royal tax. For months, Zane and Bubba worked the sunfish harvest from dawn to dusk. At night they took extra shifts from the guards. They did everything possible to keep me out of it, but eventually their efforts fell short. That day I entered the floating market, Mama's gold amulet in hand. It was the only thing of hers that we could recover, torn to the ground when the guards dragged her away. After Mama died, I grasped that amulet like it was the last remaining piece of her soul. I still rub my neck sometimes, plagued by its absence. You don't have to do this. It stings to say those words in the face of so much gold, but ripping myself from Mama's amulet felt like ripping away her heart. A pain so harsh I couldn't even wish it on Omori. Her eyes soften, and she smiles. You mocked me for not wanting to take off my dress before, but you were right. I was fixated on what I've already lost, but after everything my father's done, my sacrifices will never be enough. Omori nods to the merchant, making her final decision. I couldn't save Binta, but with the gold from this sale, we could save the diviners. I stare at Omori as the merchant takes the headdress and piles the gold into velvet bags. Take the bow, he beams. Take whatever you like. Gazing around the wagon, my eyes land on a sturdy leather pack, decorated with circles and lines. I lean in to expect its firm texture, but stop when I realize the design is composed entirely of dotted crosses. I run my hands over the distinguished clan mark, the secret symbol of Oya, my sister deity. If the guards ever recognized the truth hidden in the bag's design, they could seize the merchant's entire cart. They might even cut off his hands. Be careful, the merchant shouts. I snatch my hand back before I realize he's talking to Omori. She turns an empty hilt over in her hands. What is this? No blade? Point it away from yourself and give it a flick. Like with my staff, a flick of the hilt extends a long blade with a lethal curved point. It glides through the air with a deadly grace, surprisingly nimble in Omori's small hands. I'll take this. If you don't know how to use it, the merchant warns. Why do you assume I don't? I arch my eyebrow at Omori and think back to her mention of the training accident. I assume the scar came from her mother's sword, but was she holding a sword too? Despite her escape from Lagos, I can't imagine the princess locked in battle. The merchant packs up our collection of coins and goods and sends us on our way, giving us everything we need to travel to Chandomble. We walk back to meet Zane in silence, but between the scar, the headdress, and the sword, I don't know what to think. Where's the spoilt princess I wanted to choke to death? And can she actually wield a sword? As we pass a papaya tree, I pause, shaking the trunk until a yellow fruit falls. I give Omori a few moments to move forward before whipping the ripe papaya at her head. For a heartbeat, Omori appears oblivious. How will I explain this? But as the fruit whistles near, she drops her basket and whips around, new blade extended, speed unmatched. I gape as the ripe papaya falls to the ground, sliced in 2 clean halves. Omori smiles and picks up a piece, taking a triumphant bite. If you wish to hit me, you'll have to try a little harder than that. And that is chapter 13. Okay, girl. Okay, with the heckin' move, the smooth McGroove moves with the sword and shit. That does make sense, though. It does make sense that, like, yeah, if your father's gonna have you, like, fighting against your brother, it kind of makes sense that he would probably train y'all. Which just adds a really interesting depth, because now it's like, to what extent is your training? And also, I kinda wanna... I hope there's a fight scene or a training scene between these two, because I feel like it'd be very interesting. I feel like Zele is training, obviously with a staff, not with a blade, specifically because, you know, a blade is to go for, like, a kill, and that is not the purpose of her training style, so I'm very interested to see if that happens, how that goes. Also, Omori, that was hot shit. Also, I'm gonna call it now, Zane is gonna have a thing for Omori, or... I don't think there's any queerness in this book, but a part of me is hoping that Omori is, like, a little queer, that Omori is, like, a little fruity, because, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe she might be bisexual or something. That's the vibe I'm getting. All we need her to do is dual wield. If she can dual wield swords, that's the ultimate sign that a girl is bisexual, by the way. I'm just letting you guys know. I can't remember where I read it, but, like, dual wielding in, I believe it's Japan, was, like, a euphemism for being bisexual. Just putting it out there. Is it only a sign for girls? So I didn't look and see if it affected men, or people in between. So all I know is girls. But do you know what? Let's just say it applies to everyone. Let's just say it applies to... And the thing is, this is how I'm gonna start referring to it as now on. I don't want people to be like, oh my god, you're bisexual. I want people to come up to me and say, so do you dual wield? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah, I dual wield. I dual wield like a motherfucker. Hell yeah, I do. We love bisexual sword wielding, right? Right? Why have one sword when we can have two? Anyways, that was chapter 13. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna take a little water break. And then we will dive into chapter 14. But I'm very intrigued. I like the fact that this might be just the masochist in me or the sadist in me, but, like, a part of me really likes the fact that Zele hates... Well, the feelings are starting to be kind of, like, you know, there's a bit of more explanation, but, like, for most of the time up until this point that Zele has interacted with Omori, hates her ass, tried to kill her twice. Like, I need this level of because when it comes to like really serious topics like this, I always hated in stories when they're like, oh, but they're trying their best. Oh, but you know, they didn't know, they didn't do anything wrong. Like, I feel like Zane's point of view is kind of very reflective of how like typical characters view these kinds of stories, where it's like, oh, but they're innocent and blah blah blah. And while she may be innocent, yes, she was like 6 when the raids happened, you know, not doing anything is also a choice. Not when she was 6, by the way. But you know, your family did terrible stuff. It is very valid that a person whose people are enslaved because of your family kinda hates you. Kinda hates you. It's kind of like, oh my god, I dropped the book. Yeah, it's fine. I was doing research for my own book, and it's kind of, it's very reflective of how things are in the real world. You know, one country does very bad thing, typically. If a whole country is doing very bad thing, the world will see the people from that country as very bad. Even if the people from that country were like also victims of their own kind of oppression, or also victims of their own kind of, you know, abuse and things like that, they will still be seen as the same way, because there's this like totality viewpoint that's kind of just widespread across everybody from that country. So Zele's hate being perpetual, and like those feelings of like, I don't like you, I think you're a prissy princess, I think that like you've been shut in for too long, and every time you're like, wow, this thing is, it feels very like when a white person goes to like an island, like a Caribbean island for the first time. It's like, oh my god, they live in huts, like it's some quaint thing, when it's really like their way of life, you know. So I understand that. Like that's very valid, and I appreciate the exploration of that. Are there any dual wielders in your book? Many. We've got non-binary folks, we've got trans folks, we've got dual wielder folks, we've got asexual folks, we've got aromantic folks, we got all sorts of people. Not all of them good, not all of them bad. We just have all sorts of people. Are there any single sword wielders? Unfortunately, yes. There are straight people in my fantasy settings. I know, boo, who wants that? But guys, representation is representation. They have to be there. They have to be there by contractual obligation. Are there any sword collectors? That's for me to know, for you to find out. This bottle of water tastes like chemicals, and I don't know why. I should probably stop drinking it, but if I don't drink water, I won't feel good. But yeah. Sorry, I like the way my glasses go all over the place. Look at them. Look at them. Whoa. Anyways. Asa hastily makes a note to make a polycule in her book. I mean, they already exist. Listen, every level of queerness exists in the book. Whether they'll all be given a spotlight, probably not, because that's not what the book is about, right? But do they exist? Hell yeah. Listen. Ethnic cultures, like West African cultures, Caribbean cultures, they had polycules and trans individuals and people who existed outside of the gender like the binary gender, right, out of that perception. Those people existed way before the Western world. And do you want to know why it kind of disappeared? Because when those places were colonized, it was kind of beaten out of them. It was kind of ripped out of them. So that shit's existed long ago. It's existed for a very long time. Which is why it's always baffling to me when people are like, this new fandangled trans movement. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't know if you're sure. I don't know. I'm gonna let you go, have some time off, come back when you are sure. Also, I'm gonna get another little bottle of water because my first one ran out. None of you do anything. None of you do any crimes. Oh, so far away. None of you do any crimes. If you do crimes, I'll beat you up. What the heck, Elru? What the heck? You're telling everybody to do a crime? What the heck? I trusted you. I trusted you all. You kill the CEO? Is that a crime? Which company? Which company, and then we'll talk. Tax evasion. What tax? Then we'll talk. See, it's all nuance and it all depends. But I said no crimes. You're gonna bring attention to us. Silly billies. Silly Billy Willies. Random AI slop scam company. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Fucking get rid. Yeah, yeet them. Pick them up. Roll them up into a little ball. And then, like, don't even, like, throw them gently. Just slam dunk them into the ground. Slam dunk them into some concrete. Slam dunk them into the earth. Yeah. Income tax? It's kind of a bad one, because, like, income tax, I suppose depending where you're from, that goes to, like, public services, you know? So you're kind of stealing from public services. It's not good, is it? Oh, I'm full of gas. So I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Aren't all taxes supposed to go to public services? I mean, I'm not sure. Cause like, not to get into it, but give me a second. Let me look. Economy stream with Asta. No, I mean, yes, but it was just a little crime. I don't know. I don't know if I believe you anymore. Okay. Okay. So, in the UK, we have income tax and then we have national insurance. Now, national insurance is separate from income tax, right? And they kind of do similar things, but the money that's taken from income tax and the money that's taken from national insurance are used for they're used to fund different things. So, national insurance is used to fund the NHS, okay? So used to fund the NHS, which is our National Health Service. And then it's also used to fund other stuff that I can't find information on right now. And then income tax is put into a government pot, and then that government pot is used to fund local, not local, but like services, public services like schooling and policing and other things that, again, I can't find on here. But those are the differences. So, I mean, it depends how good the policing and stuff and the schooling and stuff is in your area. Because if you're not paying your income tax, then you're taking away money from that, and then therefore making the services worse, and therefore making the country worse, right? Instead of not paying income tax, you should still pay it, but charge billionaires more. Hey yo, Raimundo, is that your name? Hey yo, hello, welcome. We are currently reading Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. Yeah. Just taking a little break at chapter... What chapter are we on, guys? We're about to start chapter 14. Yippee, yahoo, yippee, yeah, let's go. Asked to send help. I fallen into Final Fantasy 14 hole again, and I can't get out. Ugh, that's rough, buddy. Why would you do that? Why would you open the hole? Why would you open the hole again? You know what it's like. You know what it's like when you fall in a hole. You can't get out. You can't even dig your way out. It's too deep. FF14 is too deep. I haven't even played it, and I know that. Shake my head, Hikaru. Shake my head. How are we gonna pull you out this time, huh? How are we gonna get you out, bud? Because I don't know. I don't know how to get you out. Unless it's something you're more obsessed with than Final Fantasy 14. I don't think we're ever gonna see you again. I can't hear your reasonable argument over the sound of the Chocobo theme. What's that? Play more? Okay. We've lost Hikaru. No, we've lost him. Hikaru. We've lost him. Oh, here lies Hikaru, lost to the whims and whimsies and dual-wielders of Final Fantasy 14. They will be missed. They are loved and were loved. May they be in Chocobo heaven. Meanwhile, Hikaru is like dee 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 dee, whilst like getting lowered into a grave, like trapped in a coffin. Like the fucking speakers are engraved in the fucking coffins themselves. It's just a Chocobo theme on and on and on. That's crazy. It's like, oh, they were taken too young. Meanwhile, like, the strobe lights in your coffin are, like, going off, and you're like, hell yeah. Oh, no. 6 feet under. Nuh-uh, baby. Nuh-uh, baby. It's deeper than that. It's deeper. Thank you, everybody, for the follow, by the way, over on the TikTok and over on the YouTubes as well. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everything you're doing. Like I said, we are currently doing a read-along, a little ASMR read-along of Children of Blood and Bone, and I'm hoping to get this book. I mean, we're kind of like almost halfway through. I say like a liar. We're on a page 131. How many pages is this? Because this isn't the only book, by the way. This is the first book in a series. If you guys want me to do the whole series, you'll have to let me know, but like, you know. So 525 pages it has, and we're currently 131, so we are kind of like close to the middle. But I say that like a liar, you know? I say it like a little dirty liar, like a little greasy liar, like a little dirty round boy, you know what I mean? Because I can see, like, I can see the book where it's down the middle, right? And I'm like, okay, we've got a decent chunk. But we've got like 10 chapters before then. So let me get my ass on the road and continue reading for you sexy twinks. You're all twinks, by the way. I don't know if you knew this. I just lost my page. God damn it. Wait. I found my page. No, I didn't. I lied. Okay, I found my page. You're all twinks, by the way. That is my demon eyes can see through your screen, and I can tell that you're all built like twinks. There is no other build for people who watch me. And if you do have another build, no you don't. No you don't, it's a lie. I'm joking. Anyways, I'm gonna start reading the book now. So, let us... Okay. So we're at chapter 14 with Anan. And if you're confused, Anan is Omori's brother, the one who is desperately trying to kill Zele. Oh, look at that. Kill her. Kill magic. My plan is all I have. Without it, the world slips through my fingers. My magi curse threatens to break from my skin. I'll make you a deal, the girl whispers in my mind, lips twisting as she speaks. No one has to know your dirty little... Damn it! I grip my teeth. It doesn't block out the rest of her vile speech. With the memory of her voice, my infection simmers to the surface, prickling hot under my skin. As it rises, the broken voices grow, louder, sharper, like forcing a brick down my throat. I fight the magic back. 1, 2. I count as I struggle. The air around me begins to chill. Sweat gathers on my forehead. By the time my magic's pushed down, my breath escapes in rough spurts. But the threat is quelled. For a brief moment, I'm safe. Alone. Anan? I flinch and check that my helmet is still secure. My thumb runs over the latch for the 15th time today. I swear I can feel this new white streak growing. Right into Kaya's view. She rides forward, summoning me to follow in her stead. She must not realize I've been riding behind her all day, avoiding her line of vision. Mere hours ago, she almost saw it, catching me off guard as I stared at my reflection in a stream. If she'd left a little earlier, if I'd stayed out a little later... Focus, Anan. What am I doing? What ifs get me nowhere. Kill the girl, kill magic. That's all I need to do. I squeeze my thighs around my snow leopard, Lula, and urge her after Kaya. Kaya. It's Kaya. That's what I'm sticking with now. That's her name. Careful to avoid the horns protruding from her back. If I hit one too hard, my rider will buck me from my saddle. Now! I snap Lula's reins when she growls. Don't be such a lazy bastard. Lula flashes her serrated fangs but quickens her pace. She weaves in and out of marula oak trees, dipping under the bamboonums skittering along the fruit-covered branches. I stroke her spotted fur in gratitude when we catch up to Kaya. She lets out another... I don't know why that name trips me up so much. I think it's the way it's spelled. She lets out another low growl but rubs her face against my hand. Tell me, Kaya says when I'm close, what did the villager tell you? Again, Sky, she's relentless. Doesn't add up. I need to hear it once more. Kaya reaches behind her panthernair to release her red-breasted firehawk from its cage. The bird perches on the rider's saddle as Kaya fastens a note to its leg, likely a message for father. Following the scroll's trail south, also I suspect Anan is a mage. He claimed he was a map maker. I lie. The thief and Omori visited him after they escaped Lagos. Kaya raises her forearm, and the firehawk spreads its wide wings before taking to the sky. Why can't I talk? How did he know they were going south? He saw them charting their path. Kaya looks away, but not before I catch the doubt glimmering in her eyes. You shouldn't have interrogated anyone without me. And the village shouldn't have burnt. I snap. I fail to see the point in obsessing over what should or shouldn't have happened. Relax, Inan. It's not Kaya I'm mad at. But her lips are already pinched. I've pushed her too far. Sorry, I sigh. I didn't mean that. Inan, if you can't handle this, I'm fine. Are you? She trains her eyes on me, because if you think I've forgotten about your little episode, you're sadly mistaken. Curse the skies. Kaya was there the first time magic attacked me on the shores of Ilorin. The night it filled my head with sounds. My gut clenches as I push the evil further down. I won't have the prince die on my watch. If that happens again, you're heading back for the palace. My heart seizes so hard an ache ripples through my chest. She can't send me home like this. Not until the girl dies. I'll make you a deal. Her voice crawls back into my mind. It's so vivid, it's like she's whispering in my ear. Leave me alone and I'll keep your little secret. No one has to know you're a dirty little... No! I shout. It wasn't an episode. On the beach, I take a deep breath. Relax. I thought I saw Omari's corpse. That's it. I was ashamed at how much it rattled me. You're such a little bastard. Can't wait until the movie and you coming home from the movie informing us about all the names you've mispronounced. I mean, I watched the trailer. I'm already pronouncing Zele's name wrong, so I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited. It's going to be very fun. I can't even remember how they pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure it's like Zeli. But I'm pronouncing it Zele. But that's only because there's an accent. There's an accent on the E. Oh, never mind. I'm pronouncing the accent on the wrong E. Anyways, Anan. Kaya's hardness fades. She reaches over and grabs my hand. Forgive me. I can't imagine how horrific that must have been. I nod and squeeze her hand back, too tightly. Let go. But my heartbeat quickens in my chest. A turquoise cloud seems to radiate from my chest, billowing like pipe smoke. The smell of rosemary and ash returns. The shriek of the burning girl surfaces again. The heat of the flames licks my face. Sweltering smoke fills my lungs. With each second, the fire crawls closer to my body, eliminating any chance of escape. Help! I drop to the ground. My lungs reject the rancid air. My feet get caught in the blaze. Help! I jerk on Lula's reins. She lets out a menacing growl as we come to an abrupt stop. What is it? Kaya whips her head around. I dig my hands into Lula's fur to mask their tremble. I'm running out of time. The magic's getting stronger. Like a parasite feeding on my blood. Omori. I choke out. My throat burns as if it's still full of smoke. I'm worried. She's never left the palace before. She could get hurt. I know. Kaya soothes me. I wonder if she speaks the same way to father when his temper flares. But she's not completely helpless. There's a reason the king spent so many years making sure you could both wield a sword. I force a nod, pretending to listen to Kaya. Wait. I force a nod, pretending to listen as Kaya continues to talk. Again, I shove my curse down, ignoring the way it makes the air around me thin. But even as my magic subsides, my heart still pounds. The power burns inside me, taunting, tainting. Kill her, I remind myself. I'll kill the girl. I'll kill this curse. If I can't, I force a deep breath. If I can't, I'm already dead. Chapter 14. No, chapter 15. I'm dumb. Omori. Yippee! I used to dream of climbing. Late at night, when everyone in the palace had gone to sleep, Binter and I would run around, through the painted halls by torchlight, skidding over the tiled floors in our trek to Father's war room. Hand in hand, we drew... Ooh, hand in hand! Sorry. You know what I said about the dual-wielding thing? I think she's gay! Anyways. Hand in hand, we drew the torch over the hand-woven map of Orisha, a map that seemed as large as life itself to our young eyes. I thought Binter and I would see the world together. I thought if we left the palace, we could be happy. Now, as I cling to the side of the third mountain we've climbed today, I question why I ever dreamed of ascending anything higher than the palace stairwell. Sweat clings to my skin, soaking through the rough cloth of my black dashiki. An endless swarm of mosquitoes buzz and sting at my back, feasting because I can't bear to let go of the mountain long enough to swat them away. Another full day of travel has passed, along with, thankfully, one night of restful sleep. Though the weather warmed once we left Sokoto and made our way further into the jungle, I felt Zane lay his cloak over me again just as I began to fall asleep. With our new supplies, eating comes easy. Even foxa meat and coconut milk started to taste like seasoned hen, and tea from the palace kitchen. I thought things were finally improving, but now my chest is so tight I can barely breathe. This late into the day, we've ascended thousands of meters, giving us startling views of the jungle beneath. Greens of all hues cover the land, creating endless canopies beneath our feet. A rushing river curves through the tropical brush, marking the only water in sight. It grows smaller and smaller as we climb, shrinking until it's only a thin blue line. How can anything exist up here? I ask between pants. I take a deep breath and give the rock above my head a firm pull. Earlier in our journey, I wouldn't test my handholds. My scraped knees are a reminder not to repeat that mistake. When the rock holds firm, I hoist myself further up the mountain, wedging my bare feet into a crack. The urge to cry wells up inside me, but I force it down. I've already hidden my tears twice. It would be humiliating to weep again. She's right, Zane calls from behind me, searching for an area wide enough for Nyla to clamber up. Their lying air is skittish after almost slipping off the last mountain. Now she climbs only after Zane proves it's safe. Just keep going, Zele calls from above. It's here, it has to be here. Did you actually see it? Zane asks. I think back to the moment in Mama Akbar's hut, the moment the future exploded before our eyes. It all looked so magical back then. Stealing the scroll actually felt like a good idea. We saw ourselves climbing, I start. But did you see this legendary temple? Zane presses. Just because Mama Akbar saw us climbing doesn't mean Chandomble is actually real. Stop talking and keep climbing, Zele shouts. Trust me, I know it's real. It's the same reasoning she's been shouting all day. The stubbornness that's carried us from cliff to cliff. Reality and logic don't matter to her. She needs this so badly, failure isn't even in the realm of possibilities. I look down to reply to Zane, but the sight of the jungle trees thousands of meters below makes my muscles seize. I press my body against the mountain and clench the rocks tightly. Hey, Zane calls. Don't look down. You're doing great. You're lying. He almost smiles. Just keep climbing. My beating pulse fills my ears as I look back up. The next ledge is in sight. Though my legs shake, I push myself up further. Sweet skies. If Binta could see me now. Her beautiful face bleeds into my mind in all its former glory. For the first time since I watched her die, I pictured her alive, smiling and by my side. There was one night in the war room when she undid her bonnet. Her ivory hair fell in silky sheets around her head. "And what shall you wear when we cross the Olasimbo range?" she teased, when I told her my plans for our escape to the Adetunji Sea. "Even if you were on the run, the queen herself would drop dead before she allowed you to wear trousers." She put her hand on her head and pretended to shriek, mimicking Mother's pitch. I laughed so hard that night I nearly wet myself. Despite the circumstances, a smile comes to my face. Binta could impersonate everybody in the palace, yet my smile falls as I think of our lost dreams and abandoned plans. I thought we could escape through the tunnels beneath the palace. Once we got out, we would never look back. It all felt so certain in that moment, but did Binta always know it was a dream she'd never see? The question haunts me as I reach the next ledge and pull myself over. The mountain flattens out for a brief stretch, wide enough for me to lay down in the wild grass. As I drop to my knees, Zele collapses in a garden of native bromeliads, crushing the vibrant red and purple petals under her feet. I bend down and breathe in their sweet scent. Binta would have loved these. There's no way she's not gay. "Can we stay here?" I ask, as the clove fragrance calms me. I can't imagine climbing any higher. The promise of Chandomble can only take us so far. I lifted my head as Nyla claws her way onto the ledge. Zane follows after dripping with a sweat. He peels off his sleeveless dashiki and I lower my eyes. The last time I saw a boy's bare body, my nannies were giving Ananami baths. A warm flush rises to my cheeks as I realize how far from the palace I've actually come. Though it's not illegal for loyals in Kosidan to consort the way it is for Magi in Kosidan, Mother would have Zane jailed for what he's done. I scoot away, eager to put more space between Zane's bare skin and my blushing face. But as I move, my fingers knock against something smooth and hollow. I turn and find myself face to face with a cracked skull. "Skies!" I shout and crawl backward, hairs rising on the nape of my neck. Zele jumps to her feet and expands her staff, ready to fight at a moment's notice. "What is it?" she asks. I point to the fractured skull, lying on top of a pile of crushed bones. A gaping hole above its eye socket signals its violent death. "Could it be another climber?" I ask. "Someone who did not make it through?" "No," Zele answers with a strange confidence. "It's not that." She tilts her head and bends down for a closer look. A chill passes through the air. Zele reaches down, stretching her hand out toward the cracked bone. Her fingers barely graze the skull when I gasp, as the sweltering jungle heat around us snaps to a freezing cold. The chill bites through my skin, cutting straight to the bone. But the icy rush only lasts an instant. As quick as it comes, it vanishes, leaving us bewildered on the mountainside. "Ugh!" Zele wheezes like she's been brought back to life. She grips the bromeliads so tightly the flowers rip straight from their stems. "What in the god's name was that?" Zane asks. Zele shakes her head, eyes growing wider and wider by the second. "I felt him. It was his spirit, his life." Magic, I realize. No matter how many times I see it, the displays never fail to conflict me. Even as Father's childhood warnings of magic resurface, my heart fills with awe. "Come on." Zele dashes forward, scurrying up the next incline. "That was stronger than anything I've ever felt. The temple has to be near." I scramble after her, casting aside my fear and my desire to reach the last ledge. When I pull myself up over the final cliff, I can't believe my eyes. Chandomble. It's actually here. Moss-covered bricks are piled in mountains of rubble, coating every inch of the plateau. The destruction is all that remains of the temples and shrines that once covered this land. Unlike the jungle and the mountains below, no crickets chirp, no birds squawk, no mosquitoes sing. The only signs that life ever existed are the shattered skulls littered around our feet. Zele pauses before a skull, brows knitting, though nothing happens. What is it? I ask. It's spirit. She bends down. It's rising. Rising where? I step back, stumbling over a piece of rubble. Another chill fills me with unspoken dread, but I can't decipher if it's real or just in my head. I don't know. Zele rubs her neck. Something about the temple is amplifying my ashe. I can actually feel my magic. Before I can ask another question, Zele bends down and touches another skull. My hand flies to my chest. This time it's not an icy cold that flashes around her, but an image tinted in gold. Magnificent temples and towers rise, stunning structures adorned with elegant waterfalls, dark men, women, and children in fine suede robes roam. Beautiful lines and symbols dotting their skin in elegant swirls of white. Though the flash lasts only an instant, the image of the lush ground stains my memories as I look at the broken rubble before me. Chandoble used to be radiant. Now it's only air. What do you think happened here? I ask Zele, though I fear I already know. Father destroyed the beauty of magic in my life. Why wouldn't he have done the same throughout the world? I wait for Zele to answer, but she doesn't respond. Her face hardens with each passing second. She's seeing more, something I can't. A soft lavender light begins to glow from her fingers, surfacing as she explores her powers for the first time. Watching her, my curiosity builds. What else can she see? Though the thought of magic still makes my pulse race, part of me wishes I could experience its rush once more. The rainbow that bursts from Binta's hand begins to fill my mind until I hear Zane call out. Check this out. We follow Zane's voice until we're facing the only standing structure on the mountain. The temple towers into the sky, built against the ledge of the last rock's incline. Unlike the stone's bricks, this structure's crafted from blackened metal, streaked with yellows and pinks that suggest it once shone gold. Vines and moss grow up the sides, obscuring endless rows of ancient ruins carved into the temple's frieze. Frieze? 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 F-R-I-E-Z-E. I have never seen that word before. I will look it up later. Zele moves towards the doorless entrance, but Nyla lets out a small growl. Okay, Nyla. Zele gives her a nose kiss. Stay here, alright? Nyla grunts and collapses behind a pile of broken stone. With Nyla settled, we walked through the opening and greet a magical aura so thick even I can feel its weight in the room. Zane scoots closer to Zele as I run my hand through the air. The oscillations of magical energy slip through my fingers like grains of falling sand. Rays of light peek through the cracked oculus above, illuminating the pattered dome ceiling. The designs feed into rows of pillars decorated with colored glass and shimmering crystals. Why didn't they destroy this? I wonder as I run my hands along the carvings. The temple is strangely untouched, a lone tree in a scorched forest. See any doors? Zane calls from the other side of the room. Nothing, Zele calls back. The only visible fixture is a large statue pressed against the back wall, collecting dust and overgrown vines. We walk over and Zane runs his hands over the weathered stone. The statue appears to be that of an elderly lady. Elderly woman, wow, I misread that. Cloaked in rich robes. A golden crown sits in her sculpted white coils, the only untarnished metal in sight. Is it a goddess? I ask, inspecting the scripture up close. In all my years, I've never seen a rendering of a single deity. No one would dare place one in a palace. I always assumed the first time I saw a god or goddess it would be depicted like the royal portraits hanging in the main hall. But despite its tarnish, this statue holds a regal air even the most stunning painting couldn't achieve. What's this? Zane points to an object in the woman's hand. It looks like a horn? Zele reaches up to inspect it. It's strange. She runs her hand across its rusted metal. I can almost hear it in my head. What's it saying? I ask. It's a horn, Omori. It's not saying anything. My cheeks flush. Well, if it's a sculpture, it shouldn't be making sound at all. Just be quiet. Zele hushes me and places both hands on the metal. I think it's trying to tell me something. I hold my breath as her brows pinch. After a few long moments, her hands begin to glow with a glittering silver light. The horn seems to feed on her esche, glowing brighter as she strains. Be careful, Zane warns. I am, Zele nods, though she begins to shake. It's close, it just needs one more push. A slow creak rumbles beneath us, under our feet. I yelp at the sound. We rip around in surprise as a large tile slides away from the floor. The opening reveals a staircase spiraling down into a room so dark it masks everything in blackness. Is it safe? I whisper. The darkness makes my heartbeat spike. I lean down to get a better look. There isn't a source of light in sight. There's no other door, Zele shrugs. What choice do we have? Zane runs outside, returning with a charred femur bone wrapped in a torn bit of his cloak. Zele and I recoil, but he brushes past us and lights the cloth with our flint, creating a makeshift torch. Follow me, he says, his commanding voice diminishing my fear. We begin our descent with Zane leading the way, though the torch's bubble of light illuminates our steps. It touches nothing more. I keep a hand on the jagged wall, counting my breaths until we finally reach the next floor. The moment my foot leaves the last step, the opening above us slams shut with a deafening crack. Skies! My shriek rings through the darkness. I fling myself into Zele. What do we do now? I tremble. How do we get out of here? Zane turns to run back up the stairs, but stops when we hear a hissing in the air. Within seconds, his torch blows out, leaving us in total blackness. Zane! Zele shouts. The hiss grows louder until a warm gust of air hits me like rain. Wow. When I inhale, it instantly slows my muscles, then begins to cloud my mind. Poison! Zane manages to croak, before I hear the thud of his body hitting the ground. I don't even have a chance to feel afraid before the darkness takes hold. Okay, alright. And that is chapter 15. We're getting some dungeon crawling. Is the vibe I'm getting. We're getting some dungeon crawling. Y'all didn't check for traps. This is what happens. Okay, everybody listen up. This is what happens when you as an adventurer walk into some hidden spooky ooky ancient place and it looks magically untouched and you don't look for traps, okay? If you're gonna be exploring places that you've never been before, you need to look for traps, guys, okay? Send the barbarian in first. I mean, well, we did. That's Zane, and look, my brother in Christ, he's laying face down on the floor. Poison, he says. Poison. Cusco's poison. Let him sprint in and out. I don't know. This is why everybody needs a rogue. Everybody needs a rogue. This is why you have a rogue. They check for traps. Well, now we know exactly. Lesson learned if they don't die. Lesson learned. I'm gonna take another... What? I'm gonna take another little water break and then we will go on to chapter 16. And hopefully my mind will remember how to read again. I don't know what happens between... I think I hit a flow state when I read the first, chapters of stream, and then after that my brain's just like, give up. What is a rogue if not a Twinkie barbarian? A part of me wants to hate that, but you're not wrong. Though, you can be dummy thick and still be a rogue. Not all rogues have to be dex-based. Which is cool, and I have always wanted to build, a strength-based rogue, right? Yeah. Yeah. But I can't exactly hate that. Can't exactly hate that. But I might be thinking of 5e. I don't know if they changed it for 5.5. But you could use your strength or your dex for your attacks as a rogue. So you could have strong boys, you could have thick boys, but everyone's too scared, so they stick with the Twinkies. The little Twinkies, the little Twinkies. I think I've only ever made like a I had one twink rogue who was a psychopath. I have a little bit of an obsession with someone who is a little not well. a little not well. I just find them really fascinating to play. And then all my other, I don't think I have a lot of rogues, because like my rogue after that was like Dommy Mommy charisma based rogue, which I see someone over on the YouTube has also built. Hell yeah. So yeah, charisma based rogue, where she was all about her whole thing, and I do hope I get to play her eventually, but her whole thing is like, I'm not useful. Like, I'm not here to be the one on the front lines. She was a very specific kind of rogue. I think she was like the mastermind rogue, and the way I played that off is that like she would accidentally do things in battle, and I put that in quotation marks. She would accidentally do things in battle that would kind of put it in the party's favor. So I don't know, I can't remember what movie it is, but you know that one Spider-Man movie with the, let me see, what's his name? It's not fucking Andrew Garfield. I think it was, I can't remember which Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield, but it's the scene where he's like trying to get inside a building, and like he uses his web to like take coffee off a shelf, and then like waits around a corner and then accidentally bumps into someone, and as they're like dealing with the spilled coffee, he like, you know, pulls the shirt over his eyes and like basically causes like a bunch of mess, but makes it seem very casual and like non-purposeful. That's her vibe. Her vibe is, I think it's 2. Yeah, I think it's 2 as well. Where like she makes things seem unintentional. She is very much the character that was brought up in a, you know, you get married and you have kids and blah blah blah. She is a mother. She is a mother of 2. But he wasn't trying to get in the movie, he was trying to let Gwen get out. Okay, well, either way, the point still stands. Like, the example is the example. I haven't seen that movie, as said before, but that's kind of her vibe, where she like uses that to distract the enemy so that other people can get hits. And it's not to say she can't take people out herself, she very much could, but that's not her vibe, because she needs to keep up the pretense, the facade, the I'm just a girl. I'm just a little girl. I'm just a girl. So I've played her once, and her big inspiration is like gosh, what's her name? Really popular, really famous actor, white woman, blonde hair, curly. Fuck. Why am I blanking? Really well known for her beauty. I'm blanking. As I am with most things today for some reason. But she's based off of that woman in terms of like how she talks. So she's very old-fashioned, very got a body like Betty Boop. Got a body like Betty Boop. And Cleopatra, no. Cleopatra isn't a white woman. That's crazy that you said that. Cleopatra wasn't a white woman. Was it from the 70s? No. Was it Marilyn Monroe? It was Marilyn Monroe. There we go. Yeah, based off of her. Based off of her and her just in terms of like her beauty and the way people perceive her. Her whole story is about like being perceived as a sex object and like using that to her advantage, but what that does to like someone's psyche when that's all you're allowed to be. And like, you know, it's fucking backstory and like she has 2 kids and like there's a whole thing, but like that's what she's based on. And I really want to play her because I don't know, I like the shock factor of typically when I play with people, I play like cute little characters. I play like little cutie patooties. And then typically when I'm comfortable enough, I don't typically play sex-driven characters at tables where I'm not comfortable because I just never know how people are going to react and people take it too far sometimes. But when I do play them, they're like, whoa! They're like, what do you mean? Aren't you innocent little girly pop? And I'm like, I am innocent little girly pop. I like boba and I like to read books and I am not a part of the sexuals. And I'm like, oh, but this character. And I'm like, yeah, it's called acting. It's called pretending to be someone that I'm not. With a level of research and, you know, writing that allows it to feel real. Whoa, crazy. So yeah, I want to play her. I want to play her because she's fun. She's a fun rogue. But I've never played her at a table. It's only been in my mind. In my mind. Yeah, I think outside of that, I don't have any other rogues. So I would like to play a thick, strength-based rogue, you know? Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah. Do. Boom, ba-doom. Also, I'm gonna screenshot you saying like Cleopatra is a white woman, and I'm gonna share it to everyone you know. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're prepared. Just giving you a heads up. Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. Let us continue. Where are you? Where are we? Where are you? And whoever is screaming in chat, scream away! Ha 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 ha. Chapter 16. Legacy thinks that Cleopatra is a white woman. And this is from Anand's perspective. Anyways. A hush cuts through the air when my legion descends into Sokoto. It doesn't take long to figure out why. We're the only guards in sight. Where are the patrols? I whispered to Kea. The silence is deafening. It's like these people have never laid eyes on the Orishan seal. Skies only know what father would do if he witnessed their complete lack of respect. We dismount our riders by a lake so clear it reflects the surrounding trees like a mirror. Lula gnashes her teeth at a group of children. They scamper away as she takes a drink. We don't post guards at travelling settlements. Would be a waste when the residents change every few days. Kea unlatches her helmet and the wind runs through her hair. My scalp itches to feel the same, but I have to keep my white streak hidden. Find her. I inhale the clean, brisk air, trying to forget about my streak, if only for a moment. Unlike the heat and smog of Lagos, the small settlement is fresh, revitalizing. The cool breath dulls the burn in my chest as I try to keep my curse down. But my pulse races as I scan the surrounding diviners. I've been so focused on ending the girl, I didn't stop to think how she could end me. I grip the hilt of my sword as my eyes flick from diviner to diviner. I've yet to see the extent of the girl's magic. How would I defend against her attack? And what if she fights with her words? A prick of terror hits. The magic inside me spikes. All she'd have to do was point to my helmet, identify the curse hidden beneath. Kea would see my white streak. My secret would be out for the world to see. Focus, Anon. I close my eyes, holding the warm Senate pawn tight. I can't keep spiraling. I have to fulfill my duty. Orisha is still under attack. As the numbers force order into my head, I reach for the curved handle of my throwing knife. Magic or not, the right throw will disarm her. A sharp blade will still cut through her chest. But for all my plotting and maneuvering, it's obvious the girl isn't here. Though there's no shortage of glaring diviners, her silver gaze is not among them. I release the throwing knife as something I can't place, deflates in my chest. It sinks like disappointment. It breathes like relief. Take the posters. Kea instructs the soldiers. She hands each of the 10 men a roll of parchment inked with the girl's smug face. Find out if anyone has seen her or a bull-horned lioness. You usually don't find them so close to our coast. Kea turns to me, lips pursed in determination. We'll search the merchants. If they really came south, this would be the first place to gather supplies. I nod and try to relax, but being this close to Kea makes it impossible. Every little movement catches her eye, every sound practically makes her ears twitch. As I walk behind her, the strain of pushing my powers down grows with every step. The iron of my armor begins to drag like lead. Though we walk slowly, I can't keep a steady pace. With time, I begin to fall behind. I hunch over, resting my hands on my knees. I just need to catch my breath. What are you doing? I snap up, ignoring how my curse spikes at the edge in Kaya's voice. Kea, fuck. The tent. I gesture at the natural shelters before me. I was expecting them. Unlike the metal poles and leathery hippone hides we use to build our tents, these are made with branches and coated in moss. In fact, there's a strange efficiency in their structure. Techniques the army could adapt. It's hardly the time for rudimentary architecture. Kea narrows her eyes. Focus on the task at hand. She turns on her heel, walking even faster now that I've wasted her time. I rush to follow, but as we near the carts and wagons, a stout woman catches my eye. Unlike the other campers, she isn't glaring. She isn't looking at us at all. Her attention is directed toward the bundle of blankets she cradles to her chest. Like a suppressed sneeze, my curse jumps to the surface. The mother's emotions hit like a smack to the face. Sparks of rage, dull flashes of fear. But above all else, a protectiveness burns, snarling like a snow leopard, guarding its only cub. I don't understand why until the bundle pressed against her chest begins to cry. A child. My eyes travel down the woman's chestnut skin to the jagged rock clasped in her hand. Her terror surges through my bones, but her resolve burns even stronger. Anan! I snap back to attention. I have to whenever Kaya calls my name. But as I reach the merchant wagons, I glance back to the woman, shoving my curse down despite the way it makes my stomach burn. What does she have to fear? What business would I have with her child? Wait. I stop Kaya as we pass a merchant wagon pulled by one-horned chietonettes. The spotted creatures gaze at me with orange eyes, sharp fangs peek from beneath their black-lined lips. What? A turquoise cloud hangs around the doorway, bigger than the ones that have been appearing. This one has a wide selection. I try to keep my voice light as we approach. And the sea salt scent of the girl's soul. So she has a sea salt scent, okay. You wanna. Though I fight my magic, her smell surrounds me when I pass through the cloud. The diviner appears in my mind, fully formed, dark skin almost luminescent in the Sokoto's sun. The image lasts only a moment, but even a flicker makes my insides churn. The magic feeds like a parasite in my blood. I straighten my helmet as we walk through the wagon's door. Welcome, welcome! The wide smile of an elderly merchant drips from his dark face like wet paint. He stands, clenching the sides of the wagon for support. Kaya shoves the scroll in his face. Have you seen this girl? The merchant squints and cleans his spectacles. Jesus Christ. Against his shirt. Slowly. Buying time. He takes the sheet. I can't say I have. Droplets of sweat form on his brow. I glance at Kaya. She notices too. Doesn't take magic to tell this fool's lying. I walk around the small wagon, searching, knocking over goods to get a rise. I spot a tear-shaped bottle of black dye and slip it into my pocket. For a while the merchant stays still. Too still for someone with nothing to hide. He tenses when I near a crate, so I kick down with my foot. Wooden splinters fly. An iron safe is revealed. Don't! Kaya pushes the merchant against the wall and searches him, tossing a ring of keys my way. I test each in the lock of the hidden safe. How dare he lie to me? When the right key fits, I slam open the vault, expecting to find an incriminating clue. But then I spot the jewels of Omori's headdress. My breath catches in my throat. The sight takes me back, bringing me to the days when we were kids, the day she first wore this, the moment I hurt her. I wrap myself in the curtains of the palace infirmary. It's a fight to stifle my cries. As I cower, the physicians tending to Omori's wounds expose her back. My stomach twists when I see the sword slash. Red and raw, the cut rips across her spine. More and more blood leaks by the second. I'm sorry, I cry into the curtains, wincing every time the doctor's needles make her scream. I'm sorry, I ache to shout. I promise I'll never hurt you again. But no words leave my mouth. She lies on the bed, screaming, praying for the agony to end. After hours, Omori lies numb, so drained she can't even speak. As she moans, her handmaiden, Benta, slips into her bed, whispering something that somehow slips into her bed? Slips into her bed? Whispering something that somehow draws a smile from Omori's lips. They must be gay. They must be. I listen and watch intently. Benta comforts Omori in a way none of us can. Okay, I'll rest my case. She sings her to sleep with her melodic voice, and when Omori slumbers, Benta takes Mother's old, dented tiara and places it on Omori's head. Not a day passed when Omori didn't wear that tiara, the only fight with Mother she ever won. It would take a gorillion to rip it off her head. For this to be here, my sister would have to be dead. I shove Kaya aside and thrust my blade against the merchant's neck. Anan! I silence Kea with my hand. This isn't the time for rank or discretion. Where did you get this? The girl, she gave it to me. The merchant croaks. Yesterday. I grab the parchment. Huh? No. The merchant shakes his head. She was here, but it was another girl. She had copper skin, bright eyes like yours. Omori. That means she's still alive. What did they buy? Kea interrupts. A sword. Some canteens. It seems like they were going on a trip. Like they were heading into the jungle. Kea's eyes widen. She rips the parchment off my hands. It has to be the temple. Chandomble. How close is it? A full day's ride, but... Let's depart. I grab the headdress and make for the door. If we ride fast, we can catch them. Wait, Kea calls. What shall we do about him? Please, the merchant trembles. I didn't know it was stolen. I pay my taxes on time. I'm loyal to the king. I hesitate, staring at the pitiful man. I know what I'm supposed to say. I know what father would do. Anan? Kea. Kea asks, sorry guys. She puts her hand. She puts her hand on the blade. I need to give an order. I can't show weakness. Duty before self. Please, the merchant begs, latching onto my hesitation. You can take my cart. You can take everything I have. He's seen too much. Kea cuts in. Just hold on, I hiss, pulse pounding in my ears. The burnt corpses of Valoran flash into my mind, the seared flesh, the crying child. Do it, I push myself. One kingdom is worth more than one life. But too much blood has already been spilt, so much of it by my hands. Before I can say anything, the merchant sprints for the exit. One hand makes it to the door, crimson explodes in the air. Blood splatters across my chest. The merchant tumbles to the ground, collapsing with a dense thud. Kea's throwing knife sticks out of the back of his neck. After a shuddered breath, the merchant bleeds in silence. Kea eyes me as she bends down, extracting her knife as if pulling the perfect rose from a garden. You mustn't tolerate those who get in your way, Anan. Kea steps over the corpse, wiping her blade clean, especially those who know too much. Well. Welly, well. Well. Man was just trying. He paid his bills on time. He paid his tax on time. He was just selling wares. He was just in the wrong place, wrong time. And you murked him. Like, from the kingdom's perspective, right? It's like, okay, you've come into contact with these fugitives that know that magic is coming back. The rest of the populace do not know that magic is coming back. If the rest of the populace knew, there would be an overthrow, right? There would be a whole disaster, right? So I get it. It's like, people who know too much, even coming into contact with these individuals, we need to take you out. But also, my mans was just doing his job. My mans was just selling wares. My mans was just... And the thing is, it's... You know. This is... The more we see this perspective, it's just feeding into more and more as to why... You know... Why the kingdom is so shite. Right? The king is so shite. And terrible. Right? It's not an evil seeking to be understood. It's a group of people who have been under a doctrine for too long to see that it's wrong, right? Because the way she just, like, she kills him, without any hesitation the moment he runs for the door, right? She kills him, she bends down, picks up the blade. I think the description was as if she was picking a rose from a garden, right? Yeah. Kea eyes me as she bends down, extracting her knife as if pulling the perfect rose from a garden. Right? So there's a delicateness to the way that she extracts her blade, but not the way that she fucking throws it. Don't forget that she eyes him. Yeah, like that. She made a point with that. She wanted to assert, like, don't forget who you are. Because I think she can see it slipping. I think she can see that hesitation. She can see that, like, something's going on with him. And that, like, being on the front lines, because this is his first time being, like, captain, being on the front lines is affecting him. So she's, like, making a point. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget where we come from. And also don't forget that it is, what did he say? It's duty before self. And your duty is to make sure we find these motherfuckers and we kill them. Because they're gonna try and bring magic back. Right? And his hesitation is like... His hesitation is a culmination of things. So it's a culmination of him trying to suppress his magic that he sees as a curse. It's his culmination of suppressing his feelings of the fact that, like, for a brief second, he thought his sister was dead. It's the culmination of the fact that, like, this man is begging for his life. It's a culmination of the fact that just the other day, his troops accidentally burnt down, I say accidentally, but like without his orders, burnt down a village, right? And so, you know, it's one of those things where it's like he had a lot going on between the PTSD, between the anxiety, between the paranoia, between the fear, between everything else, and then you have this man begging for his life, which is why I think he said, like, just hold on, right? Just hold on, I hear pulse pounding in my ears, the burnt corpses of Aloran flash into my mind, the seared flesh, the crying child, right? All of these things are threatening to overwhelm him, and they can't overwhelm him because he needs to be strong enough in this moment to make a decision, but he can't make a decision because of all these things that are threatening to overwhelm him. So I get it. Right now, he's going through it, but also, yeah, if you won't do it, someone else will. You know what I mean? That's the vibe. If you don't make a choice, someone will make that choice for you. And until he breaks free from that, which I think he might, maybe, or maybe this story will end with him fucking dying, but like, his character arc is the inability to really pick a lane. His inability to really see the truth for what it is. And to know is what is the objective correct thing to do. It's always those that are supposed to uphold the order but aren't in charge, but they're the truth narrative. Yeah, I mean, we need those characters, right? We need those characters in a story. Also, hello. Thank you for popping into chat. We are currently reading Children of Blood and Bones, and I just finished reading chapter 16. So I will probably read chapter 17 in a bit. But we're just talking about the end of the chapter. But yeah, for a story like this that contains themes like war and genocide and oppression and things like that, it is necessary to have characters that represent the narrative truth, as you so rightly put in you know, quotation marks. Otherwise it doesn't feel real, right? And so, give me a second. My landlord is messaging the group chat. Okay. Apparently there's a leak in the bathroom. I didn't notice. But, yeah. So, you know, if you don't have characters who perpetuate that truth in your story, then it kind of feels like hearsay. It kind of feels like conflict with no follow-through. So I get why we have these characters, and it also makes sense why we have these different perspectives, because I think if we only followed Zele's perspective, we would see the repercussions of her actions, and I think it would be very easy to lend itself into, well, Zele did this and that is the reason all this is happening, right? Zele, you know, broke these rules and that is the reason why they did this. But by giving us these alternative perspectives with these different characters, we kind of get not motivations, but we get the cause and reality of things, which is they are trained to be this way. They do not care that these people are civilians. Everyone who isn't one of them is considered a second-class, lower-class citizen, and therefore is not graced with the ability to have grace. You are looked at, and if you have done something wrong, if you are in the way, again, I just want to pull. You mustn't tolerate those who get in your way, Anan. Kea steps over the corpse, wiping her blade clean, especially those who know too much. They are in the way of their duty. They are in the way of the kingdom's goals. And therefore, you get rid of them. Because they're not your people. So you can do that, right? We get to see how far these people go in order to achieve their goals. And it's the same with having a character like Omori, who used to be a part of that culture, you know, not willingly, but she was born into it, raised in it, and she had different opinions because of her relationship with Binta, which I think was totally gay. But you know, she's totally dual-wielding over there, but, you know, she had a relationship with Binta, and that seeing Binta die is what caused her to run away and be like, I want to save other people. I couldn't save Binta, but I want to save other diviners. I don't want them to go through what I went through again. I don't want it to happen again, right? So we then get that duality of her experience, right? We kind of see that she's a vehicle for that. Zele is a vehicle for the oppressors, and then Anan is a vehicle for those who are trapped in this perpetual generational cycle that they can't seem to break free on, regardless of what their biology, what their surroundings tell them, right? So it's really interesting. It is very interesting, and I'm very sorry for my little outbursts of like, this is gay, because like a part of me is like, surely this queen is not just straight. Surely, like, yeah, you're blushing with Zane. Sure, you're blushing with Zane, but you were in bed. You let Binta in your bed to comfort you, hand in hand with Binta, dreaming of running away with Binta. I'm sorry. That's like the definition of gay. Gosh, Asa, not everyone is gay. Everyone is gay unless I say so. Okay? Here's the thing. Here's the goal. Here's the dream. I know it's not gonna happen. It might not happen. If it does happen, I'll be so gagged. I'll be gagged, I'll be gooped, I'll be gopped, right? Here's the dream. Zele and Omori. OTP, right? If those two get together, I will be a happy lamb. I will. I'll be a happy lamb, right? Zane and Anan, if they get together, I'll be a happy lamb. But I know that's not gonna, I know that's not how it's gonna go. I know that it's most likely gonna be Zele and Anan, because of their, you know, enemies to Luther's kind of trajectory, right? And I know that there might be a little side thing with Zane and Omori, because she was getting all blushy because he showed his chest. Okay, but you were in bed with Binta. Like, why is no one freaking out like I am? What do you mean? Holding hands with Binta, dreaming of running away with Binta. That is like that is so that is so dual wielder coded. As the bad, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Do you think the bed scene with Binta will be in the movie? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be included. I think it will be like maybe a montage of things. But also I don't know, because we have different perspectives, I don't know if the movie is just gonna like heavily focused on Zele and Anan as the two perspectives, and then have Omori be like a little sprinkle of the in-between. I don't know how they're gonna navigate it. But I know anything that results from Binta may be like a montage or a cut, like a brief flashback cutscene. Because you have to remember, like in a movie, you kind of have limited time to like get through the plot, and we're not even halfway through the book yet. So like, I don't think they're gonna linger too much. But by Jove, if there's not gay in this book, I'm rioting. I'm rioting. Where is the gays? Where are the gays? Where are my dual wielders at? I know Omari's a dual wielder, and if anybody tells me I'm wrong, I'll punch them, because I know I'm right. And oh look, chapter 17, Omori, for the gays. That's what it says right below her name. It says for the gays. If you don't believe me, go and buy the book and check yourself. Chapter 17, Omori, for the gays. It says right below her name. So try and tell me I'm wrong. Do you have the book in your hand? No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you did, you'd see it. Chapter 17, Omori, for the gays. Put it in Discord? Okay, I will. You think you called me out, didn't you? You think you're smart, don't you? You think you're smart. But I'll do it. I'll put a screenshot in the Discord, and I'll show you where it says she's for the guys. So you sit there and wait, because after stream, you're gonna look like a right twat. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Okay, this is the last chapter that we'll do, guys. So clench your butt cheeks, ready everything, okay? Chapter 17, Omori, for the gays. Since people don't believe me. A haze lifts from my mind as I blink into consciousness. My vision blurs the past and the present. For a moment, the silver of Binta's eyes shine. But when the hallucination passes, the flicker of the candle flames dances along the jagged stone walls. A rodent scurries by my feet, and I jolt back. It's only then that I realize I'm bound, tied to Zane and Zele with unyielding ropes. Guys? Zele stirs at my back, sleep dripping from her voice. She twists and turns, but no matter how much she writhes, the rope does not give. What happened? Zane's words slur together. He pulls, but even his considerable might doesn't loosen the rope's hold. For a while, his grunts are the only sounds in the cavern. But in time, another sound grows louder. We freeze as footsteps near. Your sword, Zele hisses. Can you reach it? My fingers brush against Zele's as I reach... Brush against Zele's? Okay. As I reach backward for my hilt, but I only grasp air. It's gone, I whisper back. Everything is. We scan the dimly lit cave, searching for the brass of my hilt. The gleam of Zele's staff. Someone's taken all of our things. We don't have the... Scroll? A deep voice booms. I tense as a middle-aged man appears in the candlelight, dressed in sleeveless suede robe. White swirls and patterns dot every inch of his dark skin. Zele sucks in a quick breath. A centauro. A what? I whisper. Who's there? Zane growls, straining against the ropes to see. He bares his teeth in defiance. The mysterious man doesn't even blink. He leans against a staff curved from stone. Or carved, because that's how I should read it. Gripping the face sculpted in its handle. An undeniable fury burns behind his golden eyes. I begin to think he won't move at all when suddenly he lurches forward. Zele jumps as the man grips a lock of her hair. Straight, he mutters. Sorry, you'll understand why I'm laughing. Straight, he mutters with a hint of disappointment. Why? Me for real? Straight why? Why are you straight? Anyways, get your hands off her, Zane yells. Though Zane poses no threat, the man steps back, releasing Zele's hair. He pulls the scroll from the band of his robe, and his golden eyes narrow. This was taken from my people years ago. His accent hums thick and heavy, different from the Orishan dialects I've heard. I stare at the unraveled scroll in his hand, recognizing a few symbols on the parchment inked onto his skin. They stole it from us. His voice takes a violent turn. I will not let you do the same. You are mistaken, I blurt out. We're not here to steal. Exactly what they said before. He wrinkles his nose at me. You stink of their blood. I draw back, shrinking into Zane's shoulders. The man looks at me with a hatred I cannot deflect. She's not lying, Zele rushes out, a voice powdered with conviction. We're different. The gods sent us. A seer guided us here. Mama Akbar. I think back to her parting words. We're meant to do this, I want to cry out. But how can I argue that when right now all I wish was that I never laid eyes on this scroll? The Centauro's nostrils flare. He raises his arms and the air thrums with the threat of magic. He's going to kill us. My heart thrashes against my chest. This is where our journey ends. Father's old warnings ring in my head. Against magic, we don't stand a chance. Against magic, we are defenseless. Against magic, we die. I saw what this used to be, Zele chokes out. I saw the towers and temples, the centauros who looked like you. The man brings his arm down slowly, and I know Zele has caught his attention. She swallows hard. I pray to the skies she finds the right words. I know they came to your home, destroyed everything you loved. They did the same thing to me, to thousands of people who looked like me. Her voice cracks and I close my eyes. Behind me, Zane goes rigid. My throat dries with the realization of who Zele's talking about. I was right. Father destroyed this place. I think back to all the rubble, the cracked skulls, the hard look in Zele's gaze. The peaceful village of Aloran up in flames, the tears streaming down Zane's face. The cascade of light that escaped Bimta's palm fills my mind, more beautiful than the sun's own rays. Where would I be now if Father had allowed Binta to live? What would all of Orisha look like if he had just given the Magi a chance? Shame beats down on me, making me want to crawl into myself as the man raises his arms again. I squeeze my eyes shut in preparation for pain. The rope vanishes into thick air. Or thin air, I could read. Our belongings reappear by our sides. I'm still stunned by the magic when the mysterious man walks away, leaning on his staff. As we rise, he utters a simple command. Follow me. That was a short chapter. That was a short chapter. That was short as fuck. Okay, the next chapter is like... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the next chapter is like 10 pages. Do we want to continue? Or should we stop here? Because I've got 20 minutes left. You know what I mean? Also, I'm really sorry, guys, but the moment... I mean, it is swapping perspective, yeah? It is swapping perspective. The next perspective, chapter 18, is Zele's. I'm really apologetic, but the man, given the fact that his first words, after me being like, they're gay, these people are gay, his first words being straight, why? Fucking killed me. Actually killed me. So still on the same thing? Yeah. So the story would move on, but from Zele's perspective. I'm sorry, okay? It was just, the timing was just so perfect. The timing was just so good. I didn't write this. Straight, he mutters with a hint of disappointment. Why? I mean, yeah, bro, I get it. Sometimes I'm disappointed too, but... I don't know, it's the fact that it's the first thing that we get to hear him say. I don't know. It was just really, really funny to me. God, send it to the dungeon. No, don't send me to the dungeon. I'm just a girl. I'm just a grill. I'm just a people's stop. Don't drag me. Don't drag me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Then I grew tired of this one. What, you don't like me trying to persuade them to not put me in the dungeon? What do you want me to do? Let them take me? What do you think I am? What do you take me for? Mama didn't raise a quitter, that's all. That's the truth. Them's the truth. Alright? You're gonna try and drag me away to the dungeon, you're gonna drag me kicking and screaming. No! Hey yo, you actually know the film? That's crazy. What do you mean? Whoa, Soru has actually seen it, like all of us. Yes, Soru, you too have also seen John Carpenter's 1980, I'm pretty sure it's 1982, but 1982's movie The Thing, with Keith Davis, with an alien that can shapeshift, and paranoia spooky times. Ooh. Ah. Yes, everybody in this chat has seen it, in fact. The Thing is... The Thing! An alien. The Thing is an alien. The 1983... No... The bite happened 1987, actually. The bite... Is that the bite of 87? That's how you know. It's the bite of 87, not the bite of 83. Pairs perfectly with your favorite album, Melancholy, and the Infinite Sadness. Guys, come on. We all know. There are multiple bites, Asa. Yeah, of course, but the main bite was 87. Other bites are kind of irrelevant. They're kind of like small bites. This is the big bite of 87. Is that the bite of 87? It's the bite of 87. Unless you're talking about the Bite of 83, which I've never heard anyone talk about in reverence, you know? In fact, not many people care about the Bite of 83. So, I don't know. Maybe you're a bit of a fake fan. Maybe you're a bit of a fake fan. Maybe you're a bit of a fake goober. Yeah. Well, the Bite of 83 is what most people think the Bite of 87 is. I don't think so. I'm looking it up. Because this was mentioned in the first game, so this is the big bite of 87. Yeah, see, the Bite of 83, I'm pretty sure the kid just straight up died. But the Bite of 87, I'm pretty sure... Anyways, I don't know. Go watch Five Nights at Freddy's. All the games. All the fan games. Go watch every single one of them. What are you doing now? What are you doing? Go watch FNAF 256, 3.5, 365 days over 400 weeks. Final chapter prologue, part 2, 7.9 pi. Go do it. Go do it now. Yeah. I'm queuing up John Carpenter's 1982 The Thing. Well, queue it up after. Okay? You can queue it up after. You have the technology. Okay. Either way, we're gonna stop here. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed. This read along. I might, depending on how problematic Nier is for me, Nier Automata, I might do this twice a month just so that we can finish this book in time for the movie next January, because we're gonna be starting chapter 18, right? And there's like, what? How many chapters in this book? There's like 50 something maybe. Holy! Oh, I mean, not all the chapters are the same length. Not all the chapters are the same length, but there's like 85 chapters, y'all. So we're currently on chapter 18. We're starting chapter 18, and we have like a couple chapters to like, get through. So I'm thinking I might need to up the frequency. of how much I read this book. And maybe if I can learn to bloody read, because I keep tripping over my own words, I can read a little faster. My words per minute is slacking. It's horrible. Treacherous, I say. Treacherous. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. That has been Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. If you have not seen it yet, I mean, I can show you guys now. The trailer. I can show you the trailer. I don't know if it's gonna get flagged though. No, you guys can go watch trailers yourself. I don't want to get flagged. So if you would like, you can go and check out the trailer on YouTube now. It is out there. The cast is stacked. I believe, I don't know, is Zendaya in it? I know Cynthia Erivo is in it. I know that one lady, I can't remember her name, but she's from How to Get Away with Murder. Which is a pretty decent CZ. It gets like a little crazy. But Viola Davis. There we go. Viola Davis. She's great. She's great. How to Get Away with Murder is messy. It's freaking messy, bro. But like, yeah. It gets a little quirky. Zendaya just playing herself in every movie. I mean, that's an easy paycheck. That's an easy paycheck. If people like you enough that they just want you to be yourself in a movie, then hell. Hell, bruh. Let me see who else is in it. Amandla Stenberg, who plays Princess Omori, which is kind of facing a lot of controversy right now because obviously in the book, colorism is like an important part of the story, and Amandla is very light-skinned, in which Omori should technically be very dark-skinned because that's like the whole thing, right? But let me see. So Viola Davis plays Mama Akbar, which I'm fucking ecstatic for. Damson Idris plays Prince Anand. Oh, he's fine as fuck. Okay, wait. He's a British actor? Okay. What else you been in, bruh? What else? Okay, I've not watched any of your previous work, but he looks cute. He looks like a cutie patootie. He looks like a cutie patootie. He looks like a fucking cutie patootie. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't wait for any and all scenes for him to be shirtless. Please make this man hot. Please, I beg. Cynthia Erivo plays Admiral Kaya. Idris Elba plays someone called Lacan, who we've not met. Thuso Mebdu is gonna be playing Zele. She's very pretty. She was in The Woman King. She was in Castlevania Nocturne. You mean Netflix's famous Castlevania with Alucard? Oh man, wait, who do you play? You can't just tell me you were in here and then not. Who do you play? Who are you playing? I must find out. I swear to God. I must find out. She plays Annette. You play Annette? Fuck. That's crazy work. Wait. Oh, let me type. Fuck yeah. Okay. Everybody shut up. We're going to see this movie. Shut up right now. Shut up. Okay, who else? Okay. Stack. Chiwetel Ejiofor, who was in... Oh yeah, the guy from the Backrooms. I just watched that the other day. So the black guy from the Backrooms. He plays the king. He plays the king. Regina King plays the queen. Wow. Hey, yo, wait. Who's playing Zane? Tosin Cole? He was in Supercell, Sheep Detective. Will he be shirtless? Will he be shirtless? Will he be shirtless for mama? Will he take off his shirt? He was in EastEnders as well, but who cares? Will he be shirtless? Will he be shirtless? Shakes body. Very good actor. I'm very excited. Let's... Oh my god, guys, go watch the trailer. They look so good. And shirtless Zane, please, 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 please. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh, and the fighting looks brutal as well. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my damn. Oh, my goodness. I love this man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my damn. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking now. That was a lie, I'm just looking. Aww, they have someone who's playing Benta. Buki Bakre. She was in films that I have not seen. But she looks like a cutie. They better show the gay. There must be gay. Anyways, sorry, I'm distracted. Guys, hi. Thank you for coming to this read along with me, guys. If you don't go and see this film in January when it comes out, I don't know. But know that it will be bad. I can't think of something as bad that I would personally inflict upon you. But, like currently, but in the future, just know that it would be bad. Like, it would be really, really bad if you don't go see this film. And also I am expecting, screenshots of whenever Zayn takes his shirt off, or, screenshots of whenever Prince Anan, you know, is all decked out and shit. Like, I am, you know, and just, you know what, just send me screenshots of everyone. Really and truly, just send me screenshots. Like, that'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off. Thanks for vibing with me. Thanks for being little goobers. I hope you all enjoy listening to Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, as well as watching John Carpenter's 1982 movie, The Thing. Show the chapter. Oh, I will show the chapter. I will. The moment I get off stream, I'm gonna load up Discord and I'm gonna send it across. And you'll be gagged. You'll be gooped. You'll be gugged. Right? That's how you'd be. Right? And when I send it, I expect an apology, Sororo. I expect an apology. I expect a distinct, handwritten, hand letter apology. I want you to take a picture of it. I want you to post it in general chat for all to see. I expect an apology. I wanted to say and begin with my glorious, fantastical, amazing, beautiful, stunning, never seen before, quirked up demoness. I apologize. From the deepest depths of my soul, I have consulted myself on spiritual levels and emotional and psychological in ways that one human cannot withstand in order to apologize to you. I have meditated on this and I have realized my wrongs. I expect all that in beautiful cursive handwriting. If I don't receive it, shun. I shall shun you back into your grave. Rah, rah, rah. Anyways, bye everybody. I hope you have a good night and that you sleep tight. And you only like your demon aspect. That's me. Yippee! Rah, rah, rah. Okay, toodles.
This Asteroth